When low prices on supplies spark great ideas. When they've got it all in the bag for less. And when you can save more on school spirit. That's totally Target.
After Advil.
Feeling better?
On top of the world!
Before Advil. Advil targets pain at the source of inflammation. When pain comes for you, come back fast with Advil liquid gels.
Tomorrow, E.T.'s inside the all-new Big Brother house.
Bigger, better, wilder.
Our exclusive tour with Julie Chen Moonves, revealing a franchise first.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, be sure to check that one out. Now, we've got one more thing to show you before we say goodnight. Night, everybody. Happy birthday!
This is 50. Kate Beckinsale stunned.
Happening now.
A teen charged with murder after an MLK Day fatal shooting last year is now having his day in court. We'll take you inside the courtroom as day one of testimony begins.
How the July heat so far ranks in the record books, along with an update on the tropics and our 100-degree day count in just a bit.
You do not want to get stuck on the side of the road in a broken down car in this heat. But before you choose a roadside assistance plan, what you need to know. The News at 5 starts right now.
And as we come on the air, some breaking news and a KSAT exclusive. It appears the Spurs are set to sign a new arena naming rights deal with Frost Bank. A source tells KSAT the San Antonio-based banking company will take over naming rights for the Spurs home, with an official announcement coming as early as this week. The Spurs have been looking for a new arena naming rights partner since AT&T decided not to renew its deal in November of 2021.
The Spurs have not commented on the reported deal. Frost Bank, though, releasing a statement saying it would not comment on speculation, but that Frost has a long-standing relationship with the Spurs and were the bank that helped to bring the team to San Antonio. We're going to keep an eye on that one for sure and bring you updates. In the meantime, the aftermath of a day of honor turned murderous attack in court today. The man who allegedly turned a gun on a crowd at the Martin Luther King Jr. celebration, identified by witnesses who took the stand today.
Eric Hernandez with who 19-year-old O.L. Wallace is accused of killing and injuring, and why he says he was just one gunman in a crowd of shooters.
Is it a case of self-defense?
He admitted to having fired the gun, but we candidly have no idea who shot those people.
Or is 19-year-old O.L. Wallace responsible for the murder of 61-year-old Johnny Mobley Jr. and shooting 4 others enjoying a get-together on MLK Day last year outside Santa's Place on the east side? Both the state and defense laying out their case as Wallace's trial got underway. While the defense says Wallace was only defending himself after being shot at, the state says that evidence would show that there was 3 to 4 shooters the night of January 17, 2021, but that Wallace shot first.
This defendant, O.L. Wallace Jr., is guilty as charged of all the counts, but specifically of felony murder, because he was the impetus, right? He was the cause of this whole situation.
And then after opening, several witnesses get on the stand and both were able to identify Wallace as the shooter.
He was running, just shooting. He had it holding it sideways, just running and shooting.
That guy right there looked at me. Lo and behold, he was the one doing the shooting.
Both men saying that Wallace's hair the night of the shooting was how they were able to identify him.
He had his hair wild and fluffy like that.
Wallace was arrested 8 days after the shooting and charged with murder and 4 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. If he is found guilty, he is facing up to life in prison. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
New at 5, the 2 dogs believed to be responsible for viciously attacking a 13-year-old boy last week have been euthanized. Meantime, that 13-year-old child is improving. Last Thursday, Bexar County Sheriff's deputies arrived to this home in the 22,200 block of Escalante Run after the boy was apparently attacked by the family's dogs. The child taken to the hospital by helicopter. Deputies removed 7 dogs from the home. The 5 remaining dogs are still in quarantine. It's going to be up to the Bexar Animal Control experts to determine whether the label on those dogs should be dangerous. If not, the dogs will be returned to the family if they still want them. A necropsy will be performed on 2 dogs that were euthanized.
And now to the very latest on that deadly fire that took the lives of 5 members of a family. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office releasing the names of the last 2 victims. They are 29-year-old Sylvia Jean Morales and 12-year-old Gabriel Valadez. The ME's office says Gabriel died of smoke, soot inhalation. He and Morales died a little more than a week after this house in the 11,600 block of Winding Oak Drive caught fire. 6-year-old Isabella Morales, 11-year-old Lily Valadez, and 50-year-old Felicia Valadez also died as a result of that fire. The grandfather, the only survivor, he is still in the hospital. San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood says this is the deadliest house fire since 2012. According to firefighters, the house only had 1 working smoke detector. Crime Stoppers and SAPD need your help to catch a killer 7 years after the deadly shooting. Police need even more clues. We're talking about July of 2016, and police say 20-year-old Isaac Jesus Orozco was gunned down in the parking lot of an apartment complex in the 1500 block of Northwest Crossroads. It's near Calabria Road and Loop 410. Detectives say Orozco was getting out of a vehicle when a black SUV pulled into the parking lot. They said the man driving that SUV opened fire in Orozco's direction, hitting him in the stomach. He would die from those injuries. Anyone with information about this murder can call Crime Stoppers at the number on your screen, 210-224-7867.
Crime Stoppers is also needing some tips to find the man that they say robbed an Academy sports star, ramming an undercover police officer's car on his way to freedom. Take a look at the images of the suspect that were released by SAPD. The incident happened just last month. Police tell us the suspect had been stealing items at the Academy store on Northwest Loop 410 near Military Drive West. Police were called, but when the undercover police detective arrived at the store, the suspect had already gotten into his vehicle. The detective parked to block that vehicle so the suspect couldn't leave. Investigators say the detective tried to approach the suspect, and that's when the suspect revved his engine and drove toward the detective. He ended up ramming the police vehicle, causing the detective to be violently pushed back. If you know who this man is or where he might be, you can leave a tip with Crime Stoppers and earn up to $5,000. The number to call, 210-224-STOP.
A glimmer of relief for some parts of the country like the Northeast, the Midwest, that are enduring this extreme heat. Not for us yet. But they are seeing milder temperatures in those parts of the country.
That said, ABC's Rita Roy shows us how getting to that better weather was not easy.
Severe storms slamming the east, bringing in cooler temperatures for millions. More than 600 severe storm reports over the weekend. In Washington, D.C., winds gusted to 84 miles per hour, causing widespread power outages. Trees ripped from their roots.
It was a lot of wind and a lot of rain, just pounding for, I don't know, like at least a half hour straight, I would say.
One tree crushing the roof of this car. In Virginia, authorities now investigating after a 43-year-old man was reportedly killed after a tree fell onto his home. In eastern Massachusetts, a confirmed EF1 tornado with winds of 105 miles per hour. A tree crashing onto this house in Easton.
My wife was actually on the porch filming the rain, and she turned her camera off. Within 15 seconds, that tree came down.
The Northeast's first heat wave of the season now over. Storms also bringing some relief to the Southwest, which has seen record-breaking heat for a few weeks now.
The desert Southwest, Phoenix to El Paso, getting a break, and I put that in heavy air quotes because they're just finally breaking those consecutive records of 110 plus and 100 plus.
But still, parts of the South baking in extreme heat. Austin, Texas, seeing its hottest July on record. In Georgia, 10 people taken to the ER with heat-related illnesses at a back-to-school event, 10 others treated on scene.
People started actually passing out and what have you.
Forecasters say the heat will zero in on Texas and the Gulf Coast this week. The heat index expected to be higher than 100 degrees in some places. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
All right, and taking a look at our high temperature today, we just got this in preliminarily speaking. 101, our high temperature at the airport in town. That's just 2 degrees shy of the record. Of course, that can change and sometimes rise a degree between now and 6 p.m. We'll have the full update at 6. So 35 100-degree days so far this year. And by this date last year, we had 51 100-degree days. So we're feeling the heat out there. 102 the high in Hondo today, 106 in Del Rio, 102 in Cotulla. High temperature in New Braunfels, 103. And the current readings are pretty close to the high temperature. Del Rio, Warren's Backyard, 106, and Floresville at 104 right now. For the most part, at and slightly above 100. Feeling the heat. We're going to talk about how this July ranks overall in the record books and an update on the tropics in just a bit.
Thank you, Adam. July at its end, the heat not going anywhere. On average, triple-digit temperatures tend to linger into August. Some years even into September. So we want to know, does the summer heat have you avoiding outdoor activities? You can vote right now on KSAT.com/poll. We'll go over some of the results on the news at 6.
It's a yes for me. And it's never a good time for your car to break down or for your tire to blow out, but it happens more often in July and August, and you can blame the hot weather for that.
Yeah, a good roadside assistance program can come to the rescue, and there are a lot of them out there. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz has information to help you choose.
No matter where you get your roadside assistance.
I have roadside assistance through my insurance provider, Geico.
I've had AAA for about 25 years.
Plans often include basics like a tow or jump start and help if you have a flat, run out of gas, or lock yourself out of your car. They're sold by companies you've probably heard of: AAA, Better World Club, and Good Sam.
If you drive a lot, this kind of plan is the best because it has the most robust towing assistance setups depending on which tier you choose. And if you drive an older car, obviously there's more of a chance that something could happen. You might need a tow.
If you drive a new car, it might come with a plan from the manufacturer. These typically cover the same period as the manufacturer's warranty. But read it before you need it. Towing is generally included, but
typically they'll only take you to a dealership service department, and that won't do you any good outside of business hours if you need an emergency repair.
So you may want to consider an additional plan. Check your credit card or even your auto insurance policy. If you've got multiple drivers or cars, using coverage from your insurer can be a good deal. But read the fine print to be sure you don't risk a premium increase if you call for service. Credit card companies have programs where you don't even enroll. You just pay a flat fee when you use a service. Credit card companies may not be the best value, but their service saves you from paying full price for a tow. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Taking a live look outside with TransGuide. Oh, it is hot out there. I hope no one in this picture is going to have a tire blowout or need roadside assistance because it's 102 on our screen. We will wait to see what the official count is, but you can hear the air conditioners humming here. Straight ahead, colon cancer on the rise with more young adults being diagnosed. The warning signs doctors say those 45 and younger need to be aware of that could lead to early detection.
I'm Myra Arthur with a look at what we're working on for the news at 6 o'clock today. Summertime may be the best time to catch the signs of type 1 diabetes in children. We'll tell you why, what to watch for coming up today at 6. And believe it or not, high school football, it is back. Local coaches and players are dealing with more than just the weight room and plays on the field, though. It is hot out there. We checked in with some programs to find out how they're keeping players safe right now. Plus,
when it became real, when it was announced, as a native San Antonian, I couldn't help but get excited about this level of investment. It means that we're serious.
The $2.5 billion project at the San Antonio airport. More direct flights to more key cities. That's the goal anyway. In today's KSAT Explains, we break down the list of those destinations and explain why those behind this project believe it will help all of San Antonio take flight, not just the frequent flyers. That's all coming up today on the news at 6.
Thank you, Myra. It is the fourth most common cancer in the U.S. A recent study showing colon cancer is on the rise in younger adults.
The American Cancer Society recommending that adults at average risk start regular screening starting at age 45. Mandy Gaither has some of the red flags you need to watch out for.
We are seeing colon cancer in much younger patients under the age of 50.
Experts don't know the exact cause for this alarming rise, but they suspect some leading factors.
Obesity, smoking, alcohol, lack of physical activity, and those are the types of things we obviously try to eliminate.
While some patients may not see any symptoms, Dr. Salzberg says there are some signs to look out for.
Number one is rectal bleeding. Many patients think that it's hemorrhoids.
He says to see a doctor before deciding it's hemorrhoids and pay attention to symptoms like abdominal pain, unexplained weight loss, and changes in bowel movements.
That's the one thing. I always tell my patients, many patients are afraid of a colonoscopy, but I tell them there's nothing to be afraid about. It's really a simple procedure. And the fact is, it's preventable. If we do a colonoscopy, and let's say we find a polyp, and we remove that polyp, well, that polyp no longer can eventually change into a cancer.
The American Cancer Society also reminds us when it comes to treatment, early detection is key. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Take a live look outside right now.
Not so live.
I don't think that's live.
But you know, it's
if
pretty.
It is, there's a lot of African dust in the sky.
Well, I was going to say 102 with lights on in the
that
city
would be bad.
and twilight. Nah.
What was that?
I'm going to speculate our camera overheated or something.
Okay, I was going to say, I'm like, who puts that up as a live picture when it's obviously
We would be in really big trouble if it was that hot at night.
We got to reboot the system there. No big deal. We've all been there, right? The blue Windows screen just popped on, I guess. All right,
it's got the circle.
The circle's
right
spinning. Now. All right, let's take a look at our hottest Julys on record. Of course, last summer we had the hottest July on record with an average temperature of 89.8. We just got the latest Climo data, and this year is the second hottest July on record with an average temperature of 89.3. Going forward, we're going to be above average and actually record challenging heat. The record high Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is 103, and that's what we're forecasting, 103 for the high temperature on those days. Here's the big picture, and it's no surprise you can already see that clockwise circulation around the upper level high, and around the edges of it, that's where you get most of the precipitation, and we're right underneath it. It has moved overhead, and it's going to stay overhead for at least the next 7 days. Notice how it does elongate and it spreads out a little bit, almost splits briefly over the southern U.S. But bottom line, this remains in control of our weather for the next 7 days. And that means we have a rain hole around central and South Texas. There could be some showers in North Texas, say 6-7 days from now. And even West Texas gets in on some activity such as today. But for most of us, we've got that gap in the rain over the Lone Star State. Here's the big picture, though, for the tropics. There's some activity out there, but unfortunately, it's not going to bring us the much needed moisture. Sometimes we rely on these leftover tropical systems to be drought denters or drought busters. I know that's the case on the East Coast. Often the way they get out of summer droughts is from a tropical system. These two systems we're watching, 10% chance of development near Bermuda, 70% farther out to sea. They're both going to be steered away from the U.S. and stay out over the open water. Here's a real live cam. This is live right now. There we go. The cars are moving. That looks about right. 101 the current reading. Dew point of 60, so it feels like it's just 1 degree warmer than the air temperature. That's the one benefit of us drying out over the past few weeks with that sun baking us for a while, is that these afternoon dew points fall down, so the heat index is really kept at bay this time of day. Helotes at 99. Bernie Stage Airfield at 97, Pleasanton 102, New Braunfels and even Stinson Airport on the south side 103, Del Rio and Laredo. Those are the hot spots right now at 106 for their current readings. And this is about the time of day we have our typical high temperatures this time of year. By tomorrow morning, 78 degrees, 95 at noon, and 103 for the high temperature, which would tie the record high for the day Of course, we'll keep you updated on if we tie it or even break it tomorrow. It's going to be more of the same along the Rio Grande. Del Rio, 106, Eagle Pass, 105, Cotulla and Laredo, 107. Go to Canyon Lake, 103, and Austin, even 105. Triple digits, that's the bottom line. We're going to be a degree or two warmer than what we had late last week and even into the weekend. Actually, a few degrees warmer than those readings. Seguin, 103 tomorrow. Elmendorf, 104, along with Castroville. More heat, and that's going to be the rule. We're talking anywhere from 102 to 104 for high temperatures. Not much variety over the next 7 days. We're going to keep tallying up those 100-degree days, and coming up at 6, we're going to take a look at the comparison of 100-degree days compared to the overall records at 6.
I have 100-degree fatigue.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, it's not going to go away anytime soon.
And so does everybody else.
All right, so let's talk about wide receivers.
Okay.
The Cowboys could have used a few more last year.
They could have used a few more last year. Hopefully they've got some coming back. Gallup may be in a little bit better shape mentally. He's come back off that injury. And there's one young man from San Antonio trying to make the roster full-time this year. Played a couple of games last year. We'll see what Dennis Houston has to say. Also, when we come back, the Texas Rangers are gearing up for a strong run in the second half of the season, making a lot of moves over the weekend.
Max just turned 39 yesterday. First start after his birthday.
Yeah, not sure if he wanted that for his birthday, but he got a new team. The Texas Rangers offense has been dangerous, and now they've added more talent to their rotation. But first, let's go camping with KSAT.
Camping with KSAT, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Now it is really training camp because the Cowboys hit the fields today in pads for the first time in camp, sort of. Not a lot of popping going on. But before practice kicked off today, our KSAT 12 sports team busy over the weekend talking to some of the players and getting their views of training camp so far. One of those is one of San Antonio's own Warren High School alum, Dennis Houston. Houston was signed as an undrafted free agent in 2022 and made the original 53-man roster, and he's hoping to do it again for the second year in a row. Larry Ramirez caught up with Houston over the weekend.
So the big three wide receivers for you guys, CD, Gallup, and Cooks. What are you trying to learn from them as you improve with the hopes, of course, of making the 53?
I mean, they've had successful careers so far in this league, so just picking their minds and learning their study habits, their recovery habits, everything on and off the field is vital to me progressing as a player and just earning my way.
Tell me about the wide receiver room, all the guys that are in there.
I mean, we got a good group. Everybody, it's serious, but we have our fun, and it's important that we hold each other accountable. That's a big thing in our room, and just trying to make each other better and elevating the focus and the play that we have on the field.
Is there one of you guys that's a little more jokester than the others?
I mean, we all have our share of moments, but there's no class clown or somebody that's always trying to crack a joke, but I mean, we have our moments.
Hey, Dak Prescott likes that young man, which is a good thing, too. Hey, a lot of action in the majors off the field. The Texas Rangers making a lot of moves to shore up their team before the trade deadline hits Saturday. The New York Mets traded Cy Young winner Max Scherzer to the Rangers. Then, yesterday, Texas picked up Cardinals pitcher Jordan Montgomery, Chris Stratton. Rangers doing what they can for a deep playoff run right now. They are third best in the American League and are one game up on the Astros in the AL West. They'll next host the White Sox starting tomorrow. And coming up at 6 o'clock, the Texans continue to train, and Jerry Jones gives us the most Jerry Jones answer you can imagine. And he's got a lot of them. That's coming up at 6. We'll be right back.
Thanks so much for watching the News at 5 with us.
World News up next. We'll see you back here at 6.